Hello, everyone. I'm Spencer Zhang, the president and founder of Youth Golf Alliance, a student-run organization with missions of promoting the sport of golf and supporting great causes for underserved groups in the San Diego area. This is our fourth episode of the high school varsity golf series, and today we have a special guest, Donovan Kim from Torrey Pines High School. Torrey Pines is known for being number one in sports in the state of California. It has produced many famous athletes such as snowboarder Shaun White, rower Carrie Simmons, and PGA pro Michael Kim. As a rising junior, Donovan is a two-year varsity letter earner at the Torrey Pines boys golf team, and today he's going to share what his real-life experiences and insights are into navigating and thriving in the competitive high school golf environment from a student perspective. Donovan, welcome to our fourth episode. It's great to have you here. Could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, I'm Donovan Kim. I'm going to be a junior next year. I've been on the varsity team at Torrey Pines for the past 2 years, and it's great to be on here.
Okay, cool. What is your most memorable moment out of your golfing career so far?
My most memorable moment is definitely when I qualified for the Toyota Tour Cup back in December. It was a 2-day Q school in Beaumont, and it was really tough conditions, and I managed to qualify out of I think about 120 or 130 people, which was really special.
Well, congrats. By the way, for the viewers, TTC stands for Toyota Tour Cup, and it's recognized by college coaches as one of the most competitive junior golf tours in the country. And it hosts many tournaments for elite junior golfers in Southern California. And it's very selective, and it's by invitation only. It's a good job. And I heard Torrey has multiple golf teams. So how many teams are there? And could you walk us through the steps to make a team?
Yeah, so we have traditionally two varsity golf teams, Cardinal and Gold. And last year we had a junior varsity golf team because we had a lot of players. The Cardinal is mainly for upperclassmen, juniors and seniors who are trying to make it onto the roster for the CIF tournament at the end of the year. And the Gold team is mainly freshmen and sophomores who play in the same league as the Cardinal and can earn their way up to Cardinal. Usually it's very competitive between both teams, and we often place very high with both of our teams, and players have to shoot right around in the 70s to maybe low 80s to qualify. But we have a junior varsity team this year, so it's a lot more welcoming this year, and we are able to have a lot more players on our teams.
Okay, cool. So there's three golf teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, Torrey Pines Boys Golf is the home of the 2018 and 16 state championships. And with nearly 3,000 students enrolled at Torrey Pines, it's definitely a very competitive trial process. So could you explain the schedule throughout the season to our viewers?
Yeah. So in February, we have tryouts, and usually we have a range tryouts for newcomers and a secondary tryout on the course for everyone else. And our season starts right away after that. We have matches that go from the middle of February to mid to late April, and maybe even early May. So we are pretty packed all the way through the year. And near the end of May to beginning of June, we have CIFs who take our school takes the top 6 members of our teams, and we travel and we play in that final CIF tournament. But throughout the year, most players play between 1 to 2 matches a week, and you'll be taken out of your last period a little bit early to go to the golf course. But it's relatively manageable. Usually teachers are very flexible, and they'll be very supportive and make sure you are keeping up with classes. Actually, in my freshman year, I skipped a lot of my Spanish classes and I was still able to keep up and get a solid grade in the class because of how supportive the teachers were. So it's definitely a fun season.
Cool. And we also know you're heavily involved in like a lot of school clubs and math Olympiad. So what's your biggest challenge during the golf season and how do you cope with it?
The biggest challenge during the golf season is definitely finals and midterms. It takes a lot of time to prepare and study for those tests. And with golf and traveling a little bit going on, it's kind of hard to manage the two. But with a lot of time management and just priorities of golf and the academics, it's not too difficult to study and golf at the same time. Um, I do think that it's important to not waste a lot of time. So I think that for future players who are going to be playing in high school, I think that managing time is by far the most important thing to do during the golf season. And it'll really help everyone out there.
Yeah, it's definitely very important because competitive sports and academics both take lots of time and commitment.
Mhm.
And what is your favorite or your memorable team moment and how do you like about your team?
My memorable team moment would be, I would say, my first ever uh, competitive match in high school. It was we so there's a general rule in our school where if a person shoots under par, we get froyo or frozen yogurt at a spot near our school, and I think almost every time we've gotten frozen yogurt, and a couple of times last year we've gone in and out for dinner, which is pretty fun, especially with the guys that who helped your school team win. And I think that it's that reward system is a great motivator for all of our players.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Can you offer some pointers for the newcomers?
Yeah, so I'd say for newcomers, I would probably focus on um, again managing time. That's the most important thing, and also um, playing being consistent with your golf game is really important too. You want to be at a level where you don't fluctuate too much in score, and you're able to produce really low scores and and have pretty consistent days, so you can be a part and be a real contributor to the team. And academic wise, I think that being able to focus and complete work quickly and efficiently is really important, to make time for yourself and also time for relaxation on the side. So I think that definitely time management is the biggest tip I have for newcomers.
Yeah, I agree. Last but not least, what are your plans and aspirations for the near future?
Yeah, for the near future, I want to be playing a lot more competitive golf tournaments, both TTC and eventually AJGA tournaments. I also want to apply for colleges in the future, for golf and academics. And I think that um, playing in these big tournaments and playing well in these tournaments will definitely attract attention from colleges and will definitely help me out in that process.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll accomplish your goals. Okay, great. That concludes our fourth episode of the High School Varsity Golf Interviews. Donovan, we appreciate your time and valuable insights for aspiring youth golfers. And thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem.